Welcome everybody to Command Combat Battle Reports, and today we have Steel Division. It is going to be a World War II game, and to help me with the history here is Cliff.
Hello, how you doing?
And to help me with, I'm not quite sure what is Troy.
My name is Troy.
He's going to help me with his name. Today we have the Germans versus the French. The Germans are on the left, the French are on the right. And we have the setup where they're going up, they're kind of coming up three different roads, and the Germans are in defensive mode. I guess we should just look at the German defense setup here. So let's go on here. We got the Kubelwagen with we got the names of the guys here.
Epstein.
Oh, I see. We can just look at there. We can see that he has an anti-tank weapon there, but it doesn't really show that on the thing, so we'll just have to go with a visual of them. And then back here we got, excuse me, the cameraman is drunk. This is a little bit hard to navigate. This isn't like what we usually do, which is Total War.
Yeah, it's not like the better game.
This looks like a Kubelwagen, but for sea. Is that right? Is that
it's a river crosser.
By the way, quick note to the game developer: if you want us to praise your game, send us money. Go on.
as always.
Well, this guy's probably an engineer because this is for crossing a river.
All right. Well, I mean, although I didn't really see any rivers around here, but if they run across one, they've got him prepared. So that's all they have defending that road. Now, defending this road over here, nobody's coming up it, but they do have two anti-tank guns.
They got anti-tank guns set up.
Seem to be out of place, though.
No, this is basically what the Germans have set up here. Is what's called defense in depth. They know they don't have anywhere that's strong enough to actually stop a whole column, but they've got these guys on these light tanks, these light artillery pieces, so attached to these Kubelwagens, so they can unhook, fire, hook up, and run.
All right.
And get out of the way.
So they'll probably do that, although they are on this road that leads down to here where nobody is at the moment. They're coming up these roads, so what they really have to defend against them is, I guess that's right, they had the anti-tank gun here, so they'll have that anti-tank gun that's going to have to hold off this column, and then they've got, it looks like a scout over here, just to kind of see where they are, with a mortar behind, and is that machine, it looks like a machine gun over there. Yeah, it looks like it's just...
Yeah, it's machine gunner.
Yeah.
See, the guys with what these guys with the light artillery pieces are going to probably do is try to hit the guy in the front and hit the guy in the rear and to stop them, while the guys in the mortars can rain down fire. And that guy up front is not just a scout, he's a forward observer for the artillery.
All right. So, and then over here, too, is probably the scout to watch for that. Well, meanwhile, you have the anti-air right over here and the mortar again behind. And then further back over here to watch the far left is you got an AT gun. I guess also probably the way it's set up is while we know in the game that the Americans or the French are coming down these roads, they don't necessarily know that, so they need to be guarding against here just in case somebody came out. Even though it's not in the game, and in real life they'd be watching their left to make sure nobody.
Well, see the way the French has got the way they're moving is called a concentric maneuver. So they're going to all meet up at a certain point where they'll have tactical superiority, and
so probably somewhere around like here they'd meet up, and so that's probably their goal is to go with these guys up to here, these guys up to here, and then make a joint around there somewhere.
Yeah, they'll have superiority in numbers when they concentrate, and the problem is these guys, Germans have defense in depth. They can see these guys coming from in this concentric maneuver. And they're going to either knock out one of the tanks and try to knock out a tank in the rear, and get all those guys in the middle pinned down, and so that the artillery can destroy them.
All right. So stop them along there. Speaking of that, I guess we should look at the French. Here's the center part. They're led by a jeep. Behind them is, what is that?
This is a armored car.
Okay. So that's sort of fast and uses machine guns.
There's
standard Sherman. Although what's interesting is as you said, the French called them the Char.
Char, yeah, that's their version for tanks.
Okay, so instead of calling it a tank, it's a Char. And then so then backed up here by their infantry and a half track, and looks like another half track command vehicle. Is that right?
Yep.
And continues back with more car. Looks like an AA gun. No, that's a. Oh no, that's
That's an anti-tank. That's a tank killer.
Okay. They're slower and need to sort of stop to shoot.
And that's an anti-aircraft artillery piece.
Yeah, it is. Can they actually? You say artillery, so can it fire
Yes.
arching fire? Oh,
It can fire. It can. If they were firing at another tank, that would be a good thing to use because they usually have a range of like 3,000 feet. So
Oh, wow.
over hitting a tank at a long distance, it's a perfect weapon.
so that's basically a kilometer.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the French contingent, typically where do they put the sommelier?
The wine taste.
Well, that's at every vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you see, here in looking at the uniforms of the French right now, this is probably 1944, and this is probably part of Operation Anvil. Is it Anvil or when the French landed in southern France? This is wine country. All of this.
Well, no wonder they're fighting over it. They're going to be pretty fierce over it. I'm going to put my money on the French for this one. Over here, you have a Jeep backed up by no, not a Sherman. Well, it is a Sherman, isn't it? Not a Char. Char, sorry. Half track and another tank behind that. And then on the far left, now this is what's interesting is, as you said, these two come together, so these guys will probably be all on their own, and it looks like it may be the largest group, or second largest maybe. And you got up here the armored car at the front, tank behind them, infantry, so one of each, and then, it looks like it's kind of,
Two
scattered.
command vehicles. This is probably the battalion commander.
Oh, right. Probably coming in on on the far side, and then their half-track anti-tank guns in the back to make sure if they run into some.
That's the
opposition.
heaviest unit.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay. So that's why. Because they're going to have to take care completely of themselves. And we pretty much saw what the Germans are. They do have this one guy way over here on the side. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to kind of be rooting for that guy, wondering.
He's an overlord. These look like commando. They look like regular infantrymen.
Okay. So they just have these infantry guys just way off on their own. I'm going to root for those guys first, but then overall, I think that the French are probably going to take it. But what do you think, Troy?
I think that war is bad.
All right, good lessons with Troy today. And what do you think, Cliff?
Well, if the French are careful and smart, they can take this. But the Germans, the way they've laid this out, they intend to stop the French right up around this area, and start pounding the pieces.
Oh, so probably they're going to get to this whole area, make their line, and then go after them.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, Troy, you're usually such a fan of the French. I'm surprised you're not totally rooting for them.
Well, ever since the lawsuit, I've been trying to keep my mouth a little bit in check.
Well, that's why you've been so careful.
Well, his lawyers have told him.
That's why you're wearing that shirt.
Apparently, there are still relatives alive who remember their grandfathers in these battles, and under French law, they can come after you.
Is that why you're wearing the shirt that says "All frogs must die," and it has a picture of a guy with a little beanie hat? Not beanie hat. What are those called?
Beret.
Beret. My apologies to everybody who wears beanies.
Jeff?
Yes, sir.
My lawyer has advised me not to say anything in response to that. I will get you outside.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll do that after this is done. So let's go ahead and push play on this thing. See how this is going. Now, you can see the lines kind of forming based on, who controls what, or supposedly controls what. And we already have a little bit of fire way up there on the top part. It looks like they're both starting to kind of fire a little bit there. You can see a little in the center. Oh, and some of them are appearing there. It looks like, oh no, that's right. They just the Germans set up their flak gun in case. And you can see one of the some of their aircraft coming down. And you see a lot of fire.
Whoa. We never even talked about air support. That makes a whole big difference here.
Yeah, the Germans, I guess they had some we just didn't know about. Now, one thing, as I understand it, because they're using American weaponry, they put AA guns on like everything.
Well, no, not everything. They usually have a half track that is a dedicated anti-aircraft half track. They usually had a quad gun on
which looks like they might be using that.
And that tank is taking a powerful beating.
It really has. They put everything onto
Gone
that.
off road.
Yeah,
Off-piste.
yeah. He's just like, I'm going to get off of there where I come.
Yeah.
See, I think they have 50 cals on them though, don't they?
Yeah, they have 50 cals on the tank.
Yeah, you can see it on the guy there. Oops.
And he's going after the infantry there.
Yeah. So yeah, now you can see that they're falling. The Germans are kind of falling back there, but they're using their AA gun to stop them, pounding them as they came up close there, and they're getting stopped in the town.
Yeah, this is what defense in depth does. It makes you get you bogged down in an area so they can pound you with their artillery.
And it looks like the Americans are pulling up there to try to take that town to fight against them. And over here, it looks like they stopped along this ridge here to fight their way forward, not knowing that they're going to run into.
These are hedgerows.
Now, bear in mind, we're seeing everything, but the players did not see everything. They had to be cautious as they were going up. Although this anti-tank gun is really not being. Dang, he's just running through those trees. That is a reckless drive. Well, then again, it's the Frenchmen in wine country. So,
Yeah, well, yeah.
and here goes one of the mortars. Ooh, that AT gun's like, we're getting out of here. All right, they're going to just keep firing at them. Let me know if there's anywhere you want me specifically to go, guys. So, meanwhile, otherwise I'm just going to run through. Oh, it looks like, this is a good road here. Maybe they're going to try to go along there. The Germans.
Machine gun nest laying up there waiting for the infantry.
Yeah. Oh, is that the AA gun?
They're going after the anti-aircraft gun right there, hidden in the bushes.
Oh, is there another machine gun? I didn't see that. But anyway, way over to the far right, you got the bazookas holding back the half-track and an infantry way over there that looks like he's going into.
Yeah. And so they've broken that group over there, and
Ooh, anti-tank gun going after the tank. Long shot, missed.
that was an 88 undoubtedly.
Oh, let's take a look here. Usually they would use an 88, but do they have it? No, it looks like it's a Hack 40 or...
Yeah, it's a smaller weapon. No, this is not an 88.
Yeah.
If that had been an 88, that tank would have been dead.
Yeah, although...
Exactly what made them anti-tank?
Well, basically is that the anti-tank has what's called a sabot round. It's designed to go inside, break through the armor, and explode when you get inside. It's called a heat round.
And of course, that's for heat, but didn't they also just have some that are non-heat that just penetrated better?
Yeah, just sabots.
Yeah.
And there was just a big chunk of metal to go bust through the armor.
Oh, by the way, this is what it looks like. Actually, I should put that up when we're zooming in on somewhere. I just realized, but we can, once we're looking down on the guys here, we can take this away and see them a little bit better running across that field.
So what at this moment in time appears to be the strategy of the two sides?
Yeah, let's take a pull out here and let's pause here. What do you think is the thinking behind these two sides there, Cliff?
Okay, the French are trying to get concentration of force. That means they can overwhelm that center if they can get all their men in one area and take over this area. But the Germans, what they were trying to do was stop their heavy vehicles, get them bogged down, and while they were trying to rearrange themselves, they hit them with more artillery. The French, because they had more numbers and the Germans are actually weaker, they don't have enough infantry or enough heavy weapons to actually stop them.
Why would the French go after the middle deployment there?
Because this is obviously this is the center of the activity. That's where the German tanks are. The German tanks are right there in the center of that town. They're trying to take that town away from them. So this must be a strategic vital location because the Germans set up a lot of people right there.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Germans are not likely to come out from the town.
No.
So if I'm the French, why not just like a wolf hunting sheep? Why not just go around to the isolated
this side and
edge, the flanks, the isolated members of the German flanks, and literally just pick them off one by one until they got nothing.
Well, the problem is they have interior lines of maneuver. So wherever you move,
They can flow?
they can reinforce that area quickly because they have a smaller area to defend. You have to always try to get around them. And so if you break them in the middle, those two sides are cut off. They can't help each other, and then they can be easily crushed.
You're both actually having a very good point, because I didn't point out what the objective of the game is at the beginning. It's territory. You notice the blue, there's the blue and the red. Your objective, and you can see here, 46 to 54. That means the Germans are currently winning because they own 54% of the board, whereas they have 46%. So technically, what the French are trying to do is what you're talking about, Troy. Is they should be trying to take more of the territory. But then you come down to the question of, okay, do you go after that territory, but let the Germans have the interior lines and be able to break out, or do you smash them in the middle, thus cutting them in half and making it difficult for them? Plus, one of the things is, of course, they'd have to go cross-country over here. It's harder to use the roads. They should probably use this road to get over here and do a choice.
Well, they got a territory down there in the lower
There's an 88 right there. And if they try to go down that road, and there's clear line of sight along that road, they're going to lose their heavy. They're going to lose their heavy artillery, and that's an 88.
Yeah. And
there's no way that they would survive. A Sherman's going to survive one of those.
Yeah, just let you know, Troy, what an 88 is. They are, or do you know what those are?
They're weapons.
They used to be anti-aircraft, heavy anti-aircraft
They
weapons.
Still anti-aircraft weapons,
but I just pointed them towards the ground.
They pointed them toward the ground because they had long range and heavy penetration power.
Long bores, high speed, velocity.
Right. Now you were saying something, Troy, and we cut you off. I apologize. What was it?
I forget what position you were looking at.
Oh.
There was right at the very bottom. Yeah, right there in the bottom right.
Yes, the infantry.
German.
This is the guys I was pulling for. It's like it's my little group. My little group.
Couldn't they take out that little? What is that? A company?
That's like what is it? A squad or something like that.
Squad.
The Hansel and Gretel squad.
Take them out, and then the whole territory flips the percentages.
Yeah, but then you take out a Hansel and Gretel. And the witch.
Fuck Hansel and Gretel.
I am going to remember he said that.
They were such stupid fucks, they never would have gotten caught. They deserved to get killed and eaten.
I'm calling your lawyer again. I'm going to let him know what you're up to. That's like saying, when we were kids, we used to say, I'm going to call your mom. And when you're an adult, you go, I'm going to call your lawyer.
It's like I used to tell my ex-wife, fuck kids.
Well, that is what I say all the time, especially on airplanes.
Or like George Carlin, fuck the children. Fuck the children.
And that's when
I was just a little bit more concise. He was more F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I was more Hemingway.
Well, apparently Jared from Subway thought the same thing, but under a different context.
Unfortunately for Jared.
So now we got machine gun fire happening at this, what is it, infantry group down here? Who are they? Bob and Jill. Bob and Jill just got killed. Nope, there's still another one. They're just pinned down, taking cover.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Panzer.
Yeah.
The game, there should be a mod to the game where randomly, at unexpected intervals, Spanish Inquisition.
They should.
Actually, here's the thing. This originally was a French tank.
Oh, that's right. The irony, and the French who are dying are going, "Oh, the irony!" And they have the machine guns inside of the building. Good placement for them to stop them. Basically, they've just stopped the French where they are.
Yeah, that was their plan. Is to pile them up in
Whoa,
one spot.
whoa, whoa. The Germans stopped the juggernaut French army.
Can you believe it?
Remember?
Get seated.
Remember?
Oh, they just blew up their own tank, I think. Oh, no, they didn't. It's still going.
You know what? Fuck the French.
Ring, ring. Troy, this is your lawyer. So now they still have, that's interesting what the Germans are doing. They're leaving some infantry behind enemy lines to kind of grab that territory.
Now those guys, those infantrymen right there, are going to come up. If they're smart, they would be moving up behind them, moving up behind the French units.
Oh, but we do not want to be seen, We got seen by the evil witch, and we almost got eaten by her.
Yep, there's that 88. He's taking out.
He's hitting with his high explosive rounds, hitting the infantry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's taking out the infantry.
And it's interesting what's happened, because the French have finally combined their forces right along here, but unfortunately it's not under the conditions that they want, I don't think. They've definitely made their line, but their forward momentum is completely stopped. Mm-hmm. The referee would be calling them on stopping a forward motion. Now they're not really, they're staying so close to the roads for the most part. They're really not utilizing the land as well as they probably could.
Well, see, the thing is that they're broken up because of the bocage. That's what's causing them so much trouble.
Of course, they built the bocage to begin with, so
You know, they never expect to be invaded. What do you think? What can I say?
they're France. They're asking to be invaded.
They're moving up their artillery pieces, which is a smart thing. If you're dealing with the 88, you need to fight them with. You have to fight fire with fire.
Right. Although, unfortunately, they don't have fire. They don't have an 88 type fire. So
No, these are 70. These are 75s.
yep.
These are French 75s.
That would not be comfortable. You're running one direction with one of those things. It's like, no, turn the other direction. Ah! Oh, I can't seem to turn. There we go.
They don't have the range or
Nope.
the firepower of an 88.
So they're just going to run across that field there. They're like, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Oh, and then some of these vehicles going with them, too. Wow, they're really braving themselves against, running up that 88.
There's a half track. If they can get over there and
Oh, just okay. Oh, they took a hit from front, and then their own truck hit them. They're having a bad day. But man, that truck is just running for it. They're just charging for it. I know that we have other things happening, but this is just too exciting. Them charging after that 88. Wow, I mean that 88 hits them. They're toast, but they're finally like, they
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
realized, yeah, that's gonna hurt if they get hit by
they're
that.
going up the secondary road, they can try to get around it.
Oh yeah, probably. Oh yeah, there we go. They're going around that side. That's pretty exciting. Falling back. Meanwhile, over here, they're slowly trying to edge their way forward. Again, they don't necessarily know where they are, so even though we can see the Germans are way back there,
Yeah.
they don't know that they might be on each building. So they're
Yeah.
sending scouts up, looks like, to those
Yeah.
buildings there.
It's another Spahi.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? A Spahi?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, Spahis. Yeah, that's what they look like. Alright. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I can't get rid of that. That's right, I pressed this. Alright. So they're going to get inside that building, looks like? Yep.
Yeah.
And in there, going to spy. Yeah, have the Spahi look up there, see where they are inside of that town. It looks like they really are going to try to converge on that town and go from there.
And right there is that mortar, and those guys are going to try to pick them off.
Although they'll have to see them. That'll be one of those things where it'll be interesting. Because the Spahis, if they don't shoot, they could get in there secretly. And now you do have this truck. This truck is clearly being seen by that. Actually,
Yeah, but that truck, that's a half track. He's going after that mortar.
yeah, that would be. And of course, they're moving fast enough. The mortar probably can't hit them.
No, he can't get the angle fast enough.
Right, and they're getting close. Oh, although he stopped. That is the worst. Oh, he stopped at a wall. He probably.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to machine gun him from where he is.
Yeah, he's going to take advantage that way, take him out. Because right out there is just pure killing ground. He ain't
Yeah.
coming out there unless he's knows that guy's down.
Unless he's suicidal. He might be just really depressed and
No,
just be
he's
like,
taking him. He's taking
oh,
him.
life is terrible. Oh, no, they're running out of there. They're getting out.
Moving, yeah.
All right, so they have taken the right. And in fact, you can see they've moved all of their guys. The Germans have one guy, but not enough to hold it.
No.
How's Hansel and Gretel are still hanging out here, just
They're
chilling,
not
drinking some
moving.
wine. Over here, that attack against the 88 has just stopped. It looks like everybody's just kind of
No,
there.
They can't get it close enough.
Yeah, but so they're just running out everything across the field there, going, all right,
The only way to really get rid of infantry, artillery, is you need infantry. Infantry is the ones you got to do that with.
right. Because, yeah, the trucks are just going to get hit by the 88. And it looks like the Germans are going to push through a little bit on that side.
Yeah. And they're going to cause a salient. The Germans are trying to move in, reinforce the center.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course they have the right. They can just hold that whole territory here.
And they're moving
Move up
artillery
over
down
here.
from over here to over there.
Oh, to down here. Oh, and here, comes more trucks. Their reinforcements are coming in. They are going to try to hold this ground. If they can get down here,
Yeah.
get the trucks down here, defend this side, and so they can't come up, and then defend the town. They still just barely. Well, the Americans have.
They've got the town.
Yeah, they just
But
took
now
out.
they're open. They're getting in closer. They don't have any air support. They don't have any-
Yeah, it looks like the air support's gone for both sides. Now
This is an infantry fight.
Yeah, it really has. It's going to become very much that, because once the Americans or the French have a slight push into the town, they're going to have to bring the others, and they're going to really. Then it's going to become a house-to-house kind of battle.
Yeah.
You can see the Germans are bringing in their Opels, or the Opel Blitz in here. Oh, and that is then. What is those called? Those are the LG-42. That's a like it's a certain kind of machine gun, right? Or it's somewhat, it's like anti-vehicle also, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, this is crazy.
And they're pushing forward over here, the infantry running down the road while they're being covered by a Panzer L6.
That's another French tank.
They're just rubbing it in, going, haha, we have your tanks. In fact, is this the same one? I think this might be the same one that we were seeing earlier. It's just like, these stupid French people.
This is this machine gun. It's got a 25 millimeter cannon on it.
And he just took out a half-track, looks like, and the mortars are going after those machine guns. Looks like the French are now, they kind of got stuck in that center, just trying to hit that center, and now it looks like they're going to take some of the reinforcements.
They got to get rid of that. They got to get rid of that artillery piece right there.
Yeah, and it looks like
they've downed that tank.
Oh, did they down it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that. Oh, no, it's still going.
Yeah, but it's going.
Oh, he's pulling back,
Yeah.
They've scared him off. But, you know, it is a French tank, so reverse is probably its main gear.
Oh, you are so sued.
French lawyers can reach me at www.bitemyass.www. I couldn't give a crap. www.com. Oh, looks like another vehicle up here got hammered. Man, you know what, that the Germans using that French tank, that has been like their MVP this game.
Yeah.
Because it keeps going up, shooting, and then running away. And going up, shooting, and running away.
It's an infantry tank. It's not
Freaking passive-aggressive Germans.
Yeah. And he's going up against it was like a Sherman now. The Sherman.
What the Germans should really have done is tried. I don't
Oh!
know, like
They took him.
a quick strike, keep moving forward at all costs type of strategy. They could have called it something like. Well, they could have taken it from like American football. They could have called it a blitz.
Oh, what? Yeah, that would be them taking from the Americans, though. They wouldn't want to steal our names. Something we totally made up. Totally. All right. They do have their trucks are called the Opel Blitz. All right. So, oh, here we go. Here's the air power coming in.
Ooh!
They're like, go away, go away.
What kind of plane is that?
Yeah, I've been trying to click on it. Unfortunately,
Mr. Schmidt?
No, it looks
Mr. Schmidt? He
that-
flunked
Oh
me.
no, that's a junker.
No. It looks like a.
It's a two-engine plane. It's a junker, man.
Yeah, but they had 3 engines.
He was panicking. Oh, there's an American plane going after him.
Yeah.
No, there were
Spitfire.
some junkers with two, were there not?
No,
Spitfire.
he's flying a
Oh,
Spitfire.
it was probably.
And then
a
here's
Boeing.
another one. Oh, there we go. Richard. Oh no, that's a. Well, no, okay, it's not giving me the. Oh well. Anyway, he's stressed, whoever he is.
Reloading.
Yeah, that's the when they fire, it's going over and over. That is getting annoying. Let's look at these guys. All right, they're ready.
He's fully engaged.
Now the French. Oh, they have reinforcements coming up the roads there. All armor. Look at that. Oh, and then you got. Is that a
Another-
DB-78? Do you know what that plane is?
Ladies and gentlemen, this
Probably
is
a French plane. Probably a DOT.
We're going to be doing a quick strafing run on our way to Paris.
That looks like.
That's what my pilot said when I went to Paris.
Oh, he's on fire.
Please put your seats in the upright position.
He's on fire, man.
My plane was on fire.
Stewardesses, load the guns.
He was going after that 88.
Oh,
Wrong thing to go
wrong
after,
thing.
dude.
Yep, that 88's
Now
gonna
you need
screw
to
up.
come. Now the Spitfire would be a better shot. You get a better shot at that 88.
Yeah, they seem to have put him on the opposite side.
He's
Although he
reloading.
looks like he's going after the mortars there.
He's still got depleted weapons. His weapons are.
Although they concentrated a lot into that town there. Oh, and it's over. Okay, well I guess the French have taken the town, and
Yeah.
it is time to a certain amount of time. So, 15 minutes 40 seconds. They took the.
This is such a wholly unrealistic game.
Remember, your lawyers.
There's no fucking way the French win.
Troy, I have a phone call.
From Mr. I Am Lawyer. So here's our kills. Oh man, that's way too many to read. But yeah, you can see here what everybody has managed to do. And there's losses. This is what everybody lost. Looks like French lost a little bit more than the Germans, but you did get some experience for all of them. So anyway, all right. Well, that was it. The Frenchies have taken it. We hope you liked this video. Be sure to subscribe and thumb us below if you did. Also, if you think the player should have done something differently, be sure to tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming, everybody!